During that time, we are sharing on the socials.
Cool.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Damn it. You know, I can't go to a show without hitting the wrong button. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. You're watching Creator Spotlight, powered by the Dorkening Podcast Network. We have an awesome show scheduled for you, as always. And joining us, as normal, RW, how's it going?
Hey, I'm abnormal. Don't ever call me normal again. All right. How's it going out there, people?
Is it Ab or Abe normal?
Whatever.
Nobody got the joke. Hey, yeah. Ben, how's it going, bud?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm all screwed up, bro. I was like waiting for our intro music and it was yours. And I was waiting for Happy Wednesday and it's not.
No.
And then our debut's abnormal. So I'm just gonna sit here. Abnormal. You know what? I'm just gonna sit here and look pretty tonight.
Well, thank you for joining us. Philip, you know, we're thinking of you, bud. Philip is not here today, and Brandon is not here. Same thing. We're thinking of you, buds. But tonight's guest, and I'm gonna find the right button here.
You sure about that?
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
So he has a new movie coming out, Potato Dreams of America, plus a couple other items that we're going to be talking about. But you may know our guest from Twin Peaks. He was Deputy Jesse Halcomb, talking to Mr. James Grixoni. How's it going, sir?
I'm as chill as the chillest cucumber. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all right.
He starts off with that big shit-eating grin, though. That kind of scares me a little bit.
Just like, hey, just like it's just like this. It's like this. It's like, hey, how's it going, guys? No, it's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Great to have you. Before the show, we were talking to RW. You said James reminded you of somebody.
Well, he said it first. I was going to say it, but he beat me to it. But he says he sometimes gets confused with Aaron Paul.
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman.
And you were going to tell us that story, and I said, let's wait for the we go live. So let's tell us. Why don't you start with that funny story?
Yeah, so I used to be a bartender at a tourist bar in Seattle, Washington, and I'm on the TV and everything like that, and this woman is sitting at the bar, and she's from London, so she was like, "Oh, you know who you look like?" And I was like, "Let me guess, Jesse Pinkman." He's like, "Oh my God." And she pulls out her camera and she's like, "Can you do me a favor?" And I was like, "What do you need?" And she's like, "Can you call me a bitch?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going to call you a bitch. Like, are you kidding me?" And she throws a $50 bill down on the bar. And I'm immediately just like, "Bitch." And then, that's the only time I ever done that, though. Only time.
Yeah. Now, are you a Breaking Bad fan?
Yeah, I was, except for like that one season with Meth Damon in it. I kind of dropped out. But then I think the last season I kind of rocked on a lot. Yeah. There's always that one season in the show that you're just like, eh. And that was the one with the whole Meth Damon and the white supremacists and everything like that. I just wasn't vibing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that season definitely took a little dive and then it came back. Kind of like Walking Dead took a big dive and now it's like on its way back towards the end.
Is that still around?
It is.
Way back from where?
Well, when they killed off Carl and everybody said,
"Oh my God, they killed off Carl." I haven't gotten to that part.
I haven't even gotten to that part either.
that show went down the shitter in season 3.
Man.
They spent what was the character's name?
Irrelevant. See?
Yeah.
There was one main character which you thought died, but it ended up he was hiding underneath a dumpster for like the entire season. Glenn, yes.
Yeah, and then he got his head beat in, and that's when I was like, dude, I'm not into it no more. It's fucking eyeball popping out. Yeah.
Well, no, that was I will say that was probably one of the greatest kill scenes ever.
Yeah, gory.
But yeah, I mean, was like
now they're working on making Negan a good guy.
Listen, dude, when they started wearing those white things, they looked like the fucking stormtroopers. I was like, really? Come on, you need a new writer.
Yeah.
It's the one you got sucks.
So anyway, they're working on the final season and they're splitting it up to 3 different sections. So it's like so they're
three seasons.
3 seasons for the last season. It's like final season part 1, final season part 2, and then final season part 3.
So James, you need to jump on the phone and go, "Hey, there's a conspiracy theory out there that the reason The Walking Dead happened was because of Breaking Bad and the meth." And then you go, "Hey, I kind of look like Jesse Pinkman. You should bring me in for this last season," and be like, "Yo, bitch, I'm the one who started this whole thing." Yeah, it could be a big career move for you right there.
And just have like a 500-page script that I wrote myself, just slam it on the table and go, "Make this motherfucker right here."
And I can double for Skinny Pete.
There you go, man. We could be brothers. We could be like, all right, dude, no, we could do what Marvel does, do the whole multiverse, and you're just like an older version of me. Yeah. Oh, I'm into it, man. I'm into it, dude.
Sure, yo.
Yo. Yeah.
And Jeremy said Negan. Actually, RW hit on something because Breaking Bad, there was a theory going around that it's kicked off Walking Dead because Jesse Pinkman's car is like in one scene in Walking Dead. But conspiracy theory similar to like the craziness on like Twin Peaks. Huh? You see how he got there?
I was just gonna say, what the fuck does any of this have to do with the guest that's down here?
Segue.
Just curious. Jeremy. I agree with Jeremy. I have not smoked enough of this shit.
I wish I could smoke. I'm detoxing, man. You want to hear a funny story about me and weed? So it's legal. It's legal in Seattle. And I go into the dispensary and there's these like full gram infused joints of like 60 or 70% THC, high THC. And I'm talking, and this is when I found out I have a problem, is I'm talking to the lady to purchase the joint. And she's like, "Man, you better be careful. These are really strong joints." And I look at her, I'm like, "Well, I smoke like 4 of those a day." And she looks at me and she was like, "I think you have a problem." And I've never, if the dispensary is telling me I got a problem, I think it's time to cut back just a wee bit.
I know someone who makes cookies with those.
with infused weed?
I don't know.
Oh, you're like, I don't know, dude. I've eaten too many of them. I love it though.
Ben's our resident weed expert.
No, I'm not an expert.
I just like to toke it.
I put it into whatever is the smoking apparatus is for the day, and that's about the expertise.
Mm.
But I don't have a problem.
So I guess my question
go on.
Is you live in Seattle. Now, do you get most of your work from there, or do you get like you have an agent that says, hey, we got a project in North Carolina, or how does it all work for you to get these gigs like the Potato one, which I keep forgetting the full name of that movie?
No, you're fine. It is kind of a complicated name. Potato Dreams of America.
Yeah.
And I have an agent in Seattle who got me Twin Peaks, and then ever since Twin Peaks happened, the whole kit and caboodle is blown up. And I've been offered work without auditioning, which is an actor. I don't know if any of you guys have been in the entertainment industry, apart from you, Ben, as a producer and whatnot, writer. RW, looks like you raised your hand too. Yeah, you've been there. If you never have to audition for anything, that's the greatest compliment in the world. I don't need an Oscar, man. I just want to work with people that just want to work with me. And then I met Clint Morris, who's my publicist and manager, and that guy has done so much for me. And so, I'm just really lucky. But yeah, when it comes to auditioning and whatnot, I'm just kind of open to what the universe throws my way.
But is most of it in Seattle area?
Yeah, most of it's in Seattle. I was supposed to go to the UK and shoot a film, and now that's kind of up in the air, and we're sort of trying to figure out funding and casting for that as well.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I was supposed to act with Michael Madsen, Tom Sizemore, and funny enough, Eric Roberts.
Wow.
So if that could ever happen, I would be super pumped.
Right. At least two of them. I mean, Tom Sizemore, I'd love to chat with that guy someday. But Eric Roberts is awesome.
Is he?
Yeah, he was probably one of the coolest interviews we've done.
Nice, man. Yeah.
So, and he actually said his wife makes him take on, as he called them, charity case type films. So of course we sent him a script.
That's so cool. Yeah. I mean, it takes the balls to do that. I know a lot of people get in their heads about things, and it's just like, you just gotta cut the foreplay and just go right into it.
Right. It definitely, in talking with him, he's definitely for furthering the craft, whatever he can do to help, like indie artists and stuff like that is just very awesome.
Yeah.
I met him at a Comic-Con in 2015, I think it was, in Connecticut. And I cosplay. I'm also an actor and a writer, but I was cosplaying and I kept changing costumes. I'm known as the man of 1,000 faces because when I go to a Comic-Con, I change costumes like 6 times, 8 times a day, and you never know who I'm going to be. And Eric finally, at the end of the day, is like, hey, come here. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I got to get a picture with you, man. You've been here all weekend. You changing costumes. I like this one. And I was dressed as Ed Norton from the Honeymooners. And he's like, get in here. And he's like, hands his phone to somebody. He's like, take this picture. And then like later on, I'm on his Twitter page and there's the picture. He like tweeted it out or whatever. So yeah, he's just a down to earth kind of guy, no big head. No, I'm a Hollywood star. And, that's kind of who I am. It's like you say, take the job, whatever it is. You just want to work. You just want to create,
Well, and that's the thing, man, is like, I think we look at celebrities like gods, and they're not. They're just a lot of them like hookers, a lot of them like drugs. And, we look at them though, like they're above us. And when really they're just people, man, just people. Yeah.
Right. And without their fans, they wouldn't be where they are.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think teachers should be recognized more than actors.
Yes.
But it is what it is. You got to roll with the punches.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that. My wife was a teacher, and unfortunately, she had to leave because they don't pay teachers enough. It's just absolutely insane.
What did she teach?
She was teaching music.
Oh, and the best kind of teacher too.
Right.
Yeah. Oh God.
So now
best to her.
Oh, totally. Now she works at a hotel, in the sales office. So it's definitely major transition there. But actually, so talking about cons, do you get a chance to go to cons for Twin Peaks, or were you a Twin Peaks fan before you got to roll?
Yeah, when it comes to cons, I'm conning people all the time, baby. No, when it comes to cons,
Now I think that's the first time a guest has gotten that button.
Yeah, so
I know. I meant to do that one.
So James, they added that button for me because I'm always saying something completely ridiculous like that. So you should feel honored that you got wonk wonk wonk.
I wish I didn't laugh just now. I wish I was just a straight cold face, just like this is not funny at all. I'm leaving, guys. All right, so no, yeah, cons. Yeah, no, when Twin Peaks came out, like I'm a super entrepreneur and I'm really like extroverted and I like marketing, and I reached out to cons personally and I got into the Twin Peaks festival, which kind of became like a second family. And then I got a really funny story, a humbling, humiliating story. I got asked to go, so I got asked by this Renton City Comic-Con based out of Washington. I got asked to go. And so I printed out headshots, you know, I got hotels set up for me. So I get down there and I get to the con, and all of a sudden the person running it comes up to me. She's like, "Oh yeah, we forgot you were coming and we canceled everything." And I was just like,
Wow.
Well, I got really drunk after that. and but it was one of those things where you're just like, no matter how cool you think you are in here, you know, people are just sort of, you know, daisy, lazy, crazy, you know. And so again, you got to roll with the punches, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I think
in the lemonade.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say too, I think ultimately, like in time, I would like to go to a Comic-Con, even if it's just like a very minute part. I really like the energy. I used to do like brand ambassador work for the PAX Penny Arcade Expo. There was yeah, man, it was so cool. It's like you step into the future and like all these creatures and people are dressed like you were saying, RW, like these crazy animated costumes, and it's just like you're tripping out the entire time you're there. It's really cool. It's cool if you get paid while you go there too.
Oh, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been hearing so many good things about PAX. You know, we have PAX East over here, so never had a chance to go.
Yeah, it was a trip, man. I remember walking in and there was an entire wall, like 40 feet high, and it was playing, I think, Call of Duty. But like just the fact that somebody owns a 40-foot high television, I just was like, damn, this is a trip, dude. Yeah, this is a waste of resources.
So do you game?
Yeah, I used to game a lot. Right now I'm kind of playing the Warhammer game because my buddy voiced it, voiced a couple characters in it. And then of course, like most people, Grand Theft Auto has kind of been my holy grail of gaming. And then I think ultimately, man, I'm 33 now. So it's just like gaming's kind of in the back of my mind, but I'm seeing like what virtual reality is.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, being an actor, man, and we're alive in this time. It's not just about being in a movie. It's like people follow gamers. They follow streamers. Like everyone's got an OnlyFans now. Like there's just so much out there. And I have a feeling like virtual reality is going to open up a whole different paradigm of entertainment.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah. I mean, how they're CGI-ing characters now, you know, it's just insane. And you mentioned voice actors, you know, a lot of them have a huge following. The guy from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
I see him everywhere online. You know, people post some videos that, you know, he has a cameo, so he's always doing those the shout outs and stuff. But yeah, he has a huge following, and the game is friggin' phenomenal.
Right.
Mary Stewart voiced one of the characters in Red Dead Redemption as well. So some, you know, celebrities that you don't even realize are voicing stuff. I mean, that's a huge thing. We talked about it, I think, on another show like a week ago or whatever. But voice acting is just, you know, it's huge, and people don't realize how many people are doing it. And the best part of it is some people can do it right from their house. They don't even have to drive to California to do it. You know, They have their own little booth set up, and they get sent a script, and they do it from their house, and they get paid to not travel. So, yeah.
I feel you, man. I feel like that's what I want to do more of is voiceover work. As I drop my voice down, yeah, baby. I want to do more voiceover.
Now, are you PlayStation or Xbox?
I'm Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had a PlayStation since I was like 13 or 14.
Nice.
They're just too they're too, I mean, I'm not hating on them, but they're just too expensive. And then this whole thing with the PS5 of like people can't get it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to try and get it and then get like screwed over, like somebody raised the price up on it. And then also Xbox is Microsoft, and again, Pacific Northwest, it's kind of, you know, it is what it is.
Now, what's your gamer tag?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Damn, I don't have a gamer tag. What the fuck? I don't even know what a gamer tag is, dude.
You know, like when you're on your
God.
Xbox, you know, your name is like Sniper One Badass Boy or whatever.
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna say what my gamer tag was when I was like 20 years old, because it would get me canceled today. Really, believe me. But no, you know, next time in like a month or two, I'm probably gonna pick one up. But again, I'm just like so swamped with work. Hey,
Yeah.
welcome to adult life.
Right.
Play
Play video games or be in this movie? Let me see. I think I'll take this movie role. Yeah.
Dude, although I am playing around with technology these days, and it's interesting, is like you can put your face on like Brad Pitt of Fight Club, and you can now be the lead in Fight Club, or you can put your face on a panda bear, and then you can be in your own nature documentary.
Yeah,
It's pretty trippy.
The reface, deep fake stuff is insane. Like
Reface.
When they did this thing in the Mandalorian or whatever, and Luke Skywalker showed up.
Oh,
The Hollywood did it, and it was crap. And the guy who's been doing it online got hired to do it in Boba Fett because he knew how to do it better than Hollywood could do it. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's an insane story. So they brought back Luke Skywalker in Mandalorian, and the deep fake RW, totally right. It totally sucked. And because I think they use like default deep fake or whatever, and this is Hollywood doing it, you know, Disney.
Yeah.
This group of this YouTuber redid it like flawlessly. He got hired. Then in Book of Boba Fett, they did an entire episode that was almost majority of Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
And it looked really good.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, Shamook, right?
I don't know his name. No.
Yeah, but like it's insane. Like you can't trust anything anymore, you know?
Yo, for real, I kind of had this theory because like most technology goes through the military first, you know, and then it kind of comes out in consumer grade. And I was just kind of thinking, I was like, what if Joe Biden doesn't even exist? Like, what if Donald Trump what if Putin doesn't even exist? What if this is all just a big dog and pony show?
Yeah.
You know what's funny though too is like my brother's from the Marines. He went and joined the Marines, and then I went down to, you know, be in the entertainment industry, and we met up like 5 years later. And I asked him, and the Earth is flat. No, let's separate the stories, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
okay, you know, underground aliens too. They're up my butt. So we came back after like 5 years, and I was like, how was the military? He's like, it's a big dog and pony show. And I was like, he's like, how's the entertainment industry? And I was like, it's a big dog and pony show.
Make sure you tell your brother thanks for serving.
You're sweet, man. Yeah, I got another one who didn't make it, so I really appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, it happens, man. But thank you.
Yeah.
There was a program you probably didn't hear of either that Adobe was trying to put out, and it was a voice like recognition program. So they did a trial run where somebody would say a sentence. So they'd be like, I went to the store and bought a soda. And then they would take one of the words out, like, because you can type in, and they take soda out and they would change it to milk, and they'd play it back, and it was in the guy's voice who did it. So it said, I went to the store and bought a milk. And then they change out other words, and then they change the entire sentence to I just killed this person next door, and it's in that person's voice. But it has not come out because I think the government's like, yeah, no, we can't have a program like that in existence, because you can start with one sentence, change one word, change another word, then change the entire sentence, and it learns the vocal thing, and it's like so insane.
I think we're all going to implode pretty soon. You know, like there's too much stuff, dude. It's too fast.
Yeah.
Way too fast. Yeah.
Well, there was a whole thing, and I totally don't want to get off tangent, but
Not like
Too
we already
late.
have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
This train derailed at like 4 minutes into the show. Bro.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
I know.
But James is smiling and he's having fun, so that's all that matters.
All the time, man.
But I remember I used to have a huge drive into work, so I listened to podcasts all the way in. And I remember listening to one where it was talking about Amazon and Google, or maybe it was just Google. They released testing of a service where if you're like trying to call for a reservation, you could have your like Google Assistant make the call for you, and it had like the test audio of that, of like, Google Assistant actually answering the phone and responding to somebody, like a waitress or something, booking your table. And it was like a computer saying, I'd like to book a table. I'm calling for so-and-so, and we're looking to book a table for 5:00. And based on their answer, the computer would respond back. It was absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
But I remember just hearing the test voices, and I don't think it ever got released.
I watched the same thing when they were going to release that out. In my mind too, I'm kind of curious, like, what is this doing to people's psychology? It's like, you can't even make your own dinner reservation. You got to get some fake voice to do it. And it's, it's just interesting too, like with social media. It's interesting because I have younger siblings and they're really depressed and anxious. And I look at a lot of I taught 6th grade funny enough, man, I taught 6th grade for a year. I taught them meditation. And, the suicide rate of kids is just insane. And like, I'm just curious too, is like, what is technology doing to people?
Yeah.
Hey, Morgan Freeman as a GPS, that would be pretty funny.
You must take a lap.
He's like, you are fucked.
You are in the wrong part of town.
So you mentioned a couple things. Did I read right that you work in marketing as well?
Yeah, when I was like 20, I never went to college. So I just jumped right into the entertainment industry, and then I did marketing for Microsoft. The Surface tablet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was promoting that when it was first coming out. And then as an actor, man, with Twin Peaks, holy shit. I started a 3-month program with that and accumulated so many kind of, people on social media. But then the thing with me was that kind of gave me so much anxiety. And so I ended up Xing out of my social media, kind of regret it because now I'm back on social media because it's like you kind of have to have a channel or two. And so I'm just doing the Instagram now these days.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a lot of people, leaving Facebook. It's
leaving where?
Facebook.
Yeah, right.
What is that?
Amen.
It's where we're broadcasting. One of the places we're broadcasting.
Oh, we love that place. Yes.
It's the Voldemort Society who must not be named.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, we're gonna get demonetized.
Or monetized, one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. It's just train wreck.
I'm on all social media, but again, I'm also, like I say, I'm an actor and a writer as well, trying to get out there, and that's how you have to do it, kind of. And like, I don't necessarily agree with some of them. Like, I never liked TikTok, but I put a video on there just for something to do, and it's like got like mad hits, and I'm like, I don't check it anymore. I'm like, whatever. But how else do you get? Like you have this. Clint, you said, is that what his name was?
Yeah.
Clint Morris. Yeah.
So you have him to like go, hey, let me get you this, let me get you that. I've got me, and that's all I have. So, and it comes across a lot of times. Like I'll contact somebody. I'm like, hey, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they're like, click, and because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're doing it, and if somebody else is there doing it, they're like, hey, I got this client, and he can do this thing. But if you're calling me like, hey, I can do this, and they're like, yeah, nice try, click. So I have to use social media hoping that someone like Clint sees me and says, hey, this guy has something to offer. But that's why I'm all over social media, and you can see how well it's working for me.
Yeah, but I mean, I was going to say too is like to comment on what you just said was, there's 7 billion, 8 billion people on the planet that all want to have their voice heard. And I think ultimately, like if you can just hang on to your own authenticity and just own who you are, the right people will come in,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely want to make sure we touch upon the stuff that you have going on right now. And Potato Dreams of America. Would you like to introduce the trailer for it?
I mean, I don't have the trailer.
Oh no! I have the trailer.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna act it the whole movie out right now. It's just me. No, this is a great movie, and it's quite an opposite of the stuff I've normally done. And it's basically about a young gay Russian kid and his mother escaping Russia and the persecution. And the mother becomes a mail order bride, and they come to the United States. And there's just the kind of this odyssey that kind of happens when it comes to embracing oneself, and not just embracing oneself and accepting it, but loving oneself. Also, this idea of taking the mask off. I think a lot of the time we kind of put a mask on our face and to kind of fit in. And this film is really releasing that and showing the beauty of who we are when we embrace ourselves.
Awesome. Here we go.
Yeah.
Put it down. Potato, where's your red scarf?
I won't wear it.
What?
The red stands for all the blood that was spilt for the revolution. I won't wear your stupid communist bloodthirsty scarf.
You can't keep it from me. Give it to me.
Tell me more about your mom.
My mom is my best friend.
A divorced woman with a child should be begging strangers on the street to move in with her.
Grandma, don't be dumb.
You'll hear what he said to me.
Because you're dumb.
What's going on?
Just you wait.
Do you think you have a future?
I can't let myself think about the future.
It's like the American movies. Why do you think the hero always wins in the end?
Because they're in America.
Do you know anyone that gets to do what they like?
No?
I wanted to be a ballerina. You see me dancing?
Are you tired of Russian men? Interested in meeting men from America?
Please let me marry this kind man, this John. Let me bring Potato to America so he's safe and doesn't get drafted into the Russian army.
Must be a big culture shock for you going to an American school, huh?
People come to this country and they lose their beautiful heritage.
I am so happy you came. Oh. I'm sorry.
What is your accent? Russia, but I do not like talking about it.
Our lives are like Russian movies. Nothing good ever happens. Bad guys always win.
Then believe in American movies.
And there we go, Potato Dreams of America. I watched it today, and it's a really touching story, and just some parts are friggin' hilarious. Like when the young potato is young potato,
the young French fry.
he imagines Jesus, and
oh my God!
When he brings Jesus home and he says, "Mom, I found Christ," or something like that, and it's just like, "Oh, that's good, dear," and he's like tagging him along. It's like, yeah, it's hilarious. I know I totally fucked that up, but
man, I love it. Well, that's what's cool. That's what's cool about doing all these interviews is like people. First and foremost, thanks for watching it because not everybody does, and it's cool to hear people's interpretations. And yeah, man, I just really appreciate the fact that you watched it. I didn't even I saw it's like Variety says it's a touching movie.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Variety talked about it, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Definitely, Ben, I urge you. I know RW you watched it, but
I
found it. I found it in one of the emails you sent over. So it was buried in there, but I was able to find it. But I love how he because it's based off a true story, how everything comes around at the end.
Well, then
I don't want to spoil anything, but it's
I was confused for a while until the end, and then I'm like, okay, now this makes sense.
Yep.
But the based on a true story thing is why I would have to watch it.
Yeah,
because that's me. I'm a based on a true story type of a person.
Nice.
So if the film is based on a true story, then I want to watch it because I want to know the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because most of them are inspirational to some degree.
Oh,
so now I have to fucking watch it.
There we go.
But yeah,
well, and it's visually beautiful too.
I'm just kidding.
No, right? Yeah. Clint's like, I'm gonna take this movie, I'm gonna shove it down your throat. No, it is. It's like, it's not just a beautiful story, but it's also beautifully shot because it kind of reminds me like a Wes Anderson film with these saturated colors.
Say that. Yeah.
Cool, man. Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one because I didn't want to name drop Wes Anderson, but like it's so vibrant with color, it really reminds me of it.
Now, was it all filmed in Seattle? Even the stuff where supposedly they were in Russia, or do you know? I
think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're. No, I'm probably like 99.9% sure because Wes is the kind of individual who's Wes Hurley, the director of the movie. Amazing mind. He really likes to utilize Seattle talent. He's really Seattle based when it comes to making his film.
One of the cool things for me, I'm 56, I'll be 57 this year, but I grew up watching this little show from the 70s called The Love Boat. So it was really cool to see Lauren Tweez in there for like 2 minutes as the lady who said, "Oh, I accidentally got your mail," or whatever. So that was kind of neat for me. I'm like, man, you haven't done anything forever, but it was nice to see her. And again, without giving too much of your part away, did you read for this part and see what it was? And then like, hell yeah, I'll do this. Or how did you get attached? And I don't want to spoil the movie because of, your character.
Yeah, exactly right. But, Wes Hurley saw me on Twin Peaks and he really enjoyed my performance. And he calls me out to lunch randomly. He calls me out to lunch and he sits me down. And dude, this was right around the pre-pandemic. And I was struggling hardcore. I needed some cashola Coca-Cola. And I basically, he calls me out to lunch and he sits there and he's like, "Oh, I'm such a huge fan of Twin Peaks. And you got this look that you emote, really big eyes and stuff." And he was like, "I really feel like you can kind of serve this role." And I was like, "What is the role?" And he basically was like, it's a trans individual, man and a woman. And I was like, "Yo, first and foremost, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't want to take that on because I don't want to step on any toes and, no, thank you." But he was adamant. He was like, "I really, really, really want you to play this role." And I'm not going to spoil anything, but he gave me a reason why.
Nice.
And I told him, I was like, "Yo, if this is something I'm going to do, I want to treat it with the utmost respect. And I want to, really take it with, a lot of seriousness." And I did. I did my research as best as I could. I took it with a lot of respect. And most importantly, too, I think given the context and just who I am as James, I'm a heterosexual white guy. It was a real cool practice in just opening my heart and opening my mind and not closing myself off. Otherwise it wouldn't have kind of sold itself. And so it was a real cool meditation and just sort of, like what Bruce Lee says, has become water, my friend, like just going with it. And it turned out wonderful, in my opinion. It's a very short, but it's a very pivotal point of the story. And so I'm really happy with how they edited it.
Yeah, that was definitely, don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
That turning point when he thought, "Oh shit, this is gonna go, terribly wrong." But then you get that moment where things change. Definitely don't want to spoil it, but also trying to be cryptic.
We're not going to talk about this movie no more because we don't want to spoil it.
I just thought I don't want to spoil it, and I'm not going to spoil it. So basically, Leo, what you're going to tell people is just go watch the movie so we can talk about it later.
Yeah, Potato Dreams of America out on VOD. Definitely check it out. It's a must watch. But did you get to meet your alternate self?
No, which I think was good, given the fact that. And I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I did not get to meet that individual because they're two completely different people. They're the same thing, but at different points in the experience of life, and I was really happy that I didn't meet that person.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know if he was like on set, like, you know, when you were there or not.
No, but I've heard so many wonderful things about him, and I've watched his work, and he's a master. You know, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he does the same thing. He's open.
Now, obviously, I mean, so you were skeptical at first, but and I think a lot of times as an actor, we get offered a role that's really a darn good role, but we go, I don't want to play this role because maybe people will look at me a different way instead of looking me as an actor playing this part.
I don't really give a shit what people think about me. But I just didn't want. Guy. Thanks, man. Thanks, Ben. I like you too. But no, is really like I'm from Seattle, very liberal, very progressive, and we also live in an age of kind of easily cancel culture, and I just didn't want to step on the wrong toes. I was mindful to that. But at the end of the day, my man, I'm an actor. Like the whole point is for me to put on the shoes of other people. Yeah. And that's kind of what boiled down to it was, again, man, I play aliens, I play gangsters, I play drug addicts, you know, Jesse Pinkman. So to play a role like this, I just felt like there was no way I could turn it down because I really like expanding my repertoire.
Right.
Repertoire.
Now,
yeah.
What do you have in the works right now?
Funny enough, because I know Ben was saying he's a writer and RW, you're a writer. I've finished and I'm in pre-production for my first feature film that I wrote called Drugs, A Love Story. And it's about a drug addict who is trying to stop using. And as soon as he makes the decision to stop using, this monster, this demon, comes and starts dragging him back into using. And it kind of becomes a horror comedy. And it's really about it's a conversation about mental health and addiction, just kind of embodied in this buddy comedy horror between an addict and his demon, his monster personified. And then I also got, I just wrapped another movie where I'm basically playing like a Jesse Pinkman-esque character called in a movie called Martingale. And I'm starring in it, man. And it's a cool feeling to kind of star in a film and carry a weight. And I got the opportunity to work with William Shockley. I don't know if you know who he is, but he was in Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. And funny enough, he was the guy that RoboCop shot in the balls in RoboCop 1.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure he doesn't want to hear about that. You know, you got to use what you got to use, you know.
Leo, you got to get him for an interview just to bring that up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's a really good guy. I'm really blessed to have worked with some amazing talent. Like it's just a lovely individual. And I know a lot of some actors aren't so much blessed to work with some amazing and kind people.
You broke up there for a little second, but I think we got most of it.
That's either because his phone is dying or somebody's texting him.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yo, these beats, these Dr. Dre beats, the battery doesn't last long on them, so I'm switching out each one.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
Yeah.
The wireless ones, they die so fast.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And then iPhones, man, it's like iPhones now, they're like, oh, we have no headphone jack. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Come on.
Yeah, because they want to sell friggin' their headphones are wicked expensive.
Yeah,
they are. Everything about
that's why I stayed with the Android. Oh, look,
smart man.
A headphone jack. Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I switched back to Apple. I'm happy with Apple.
Yeah.
Droid,
it's a love hate. It's a love hate.
Oh yeah. It's
the only good apple is the one that I can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many kinds.
Yeah.
Granny Smith.
Granny Smiths, right? Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with you, James, because there's been multiple times that I like, oh fuck Apple, and I'll like leave them, then I'll come back. It's just
Now there's your next movie.
What?
The Addiction to Apple.
There we
go.
The
Addiction to Apple, man. Yo, I got it. I gotta drop this real quick because I also just wrote this short film, and it's about this guy who wants to be an environmentalist, and it's so ego driven. He wants to reach everybody and educate everybody on environmentalism, but nobody gives a shit, and so he feels deflated. And then one night he goes to kiss his 16-year-old son goodnight. That's the kind of guy he is. You know, he's like white bread, and he goes to kiss his son goodnight, and his son is just jerking off to porn. And he freaks out and he goes to click the browser off, but he realizes how many people are looking at porn. So he gets a light bulb moment and he begins to make pornography with this hyper environmentalist message. And it's kind of this odyssey of him kind of like getting more into porn, but he has to keep this environmentalist thing going. I love it, man. It's a good shit.
Wow. you could actually say, you said it was ego driven. It could also be eco driven as well.
Hey, I like that, man. That was a good little spin. Where's that?
It was mostly good. It deserves the
yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I'm gonna take a call real quick. I'll be right back.
Do it.
Oh, jeez, Ben, what the hell?
I know. Well, he wasn't supposed to be here, so
he's probably pitching a script right now to his buddy. Yeah, he's probably. Hey, I got this great idea, dude.
Well, I've sent you like 3 of mine while we were here, so hopefully you get to.
Right on, man.
No, but
right
seriously,
on.
I did. I followed you on Instagram, and yeah, if we can chat sometime or whatever, and
yeah. I was gonna say too, like I'm not really. I don't know. Social media is just a little too much these days, and so isn't that funny too? Is like we're still on social media, even though we're told that like it's manipulating people in a really negative way. So I've limited it, and I'm just on Instagram, and then I'm doing YouTube too. But like Twitter, I'm not a big fan of, and Facebook, not a big fan of, and I never got into Snapchat or TikTok. So I'm just kind of rocking what I like to rock.
Yeah.
Well, and I know this is totally off topic, but social media definitely took a turn when they started building in the algorithms of what they think you would like, because then, darkness that is Facebook, they interject their own views and stuff into that, and where your feed isn't just your friends, it's what they think will like manipulate you. But personally myself, I mainly do like Facebook and social media just for like my job and for this. Sites like Reddit, where it's like the old fashioned forums. It's very low tech. You just follow what you want and just read what you want.
Yeah, not a lot of ego because your individual identity isn't really attached to Reddit.
Yeah. And the only stuff I see on my feed are stuff that I subscribe to,
Yeah.
And there's no algorithm showing me. It just, when it was written, it pops up.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I got to get some time to do that.
I'm really curious. I'm just really.
RW, you're fucking killing me.
Oh, dude.
So I know we don't have too much time left, but I wanted to make sure that we definitely got down to the crux of that makes James. So what are some of your interests? You mentioned you play some games a bit. What types of movies do you like watching? Do you geek out with certain things? Do you read comics? What do you do?
I play drums. I produce music. Dude, you asked me what my favorite movie was, and yesterday I determined it, but now I already forgot what it is. I was like, it's this, and then I was like, oh, what is it? In game as much as I can, but again, you only have 24 hours in a day. And I like making music. I like doing film. I guess RW, if you look at my Instagram kind of thing, if you follow me on Instagram, you see that I like doing a lot of photo art, kind of hallucinatory art. I go camping. I took LSD on the beach about last summer, and that was fucking crazy. I thought I died. That was pretty weird. Funny story about that. tripping on the beach, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm having a heart attack. I'm gonna die. And then I thought I died because I saw my body about 30 feet in front of me laying in the sand. And I was like, I am fucking dead. I have to go see my body and just pay it its respects. And I'm walking, and each step is just such an intense step. And I finally get there, man. I look, and it is a fucking log. And that was it. It was pretty crazy. But no, it's like, that kind of stuff is, I really like reading books. Like Dune. I'm trying to get into Dune. That's a pretty thick read.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like a Bible.
Yeah.
But anything that I can do creatively that kind of stimulates this guy, I like to do. I like to write too. And then once VR gets ramped up, I'm probably going to jump into that and, have as much fun as I can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys all gamers? What's that about?
Yeah, I'm an Xbox One gamer. I've been gaming since the 70s or late.
The only
70s.
game I play right now is Life.
Amen, brother. Yeah,
that's all I have.
Ben
time
likes smoking weed.
Yeah, and I don't even have time for that anymore.
Same, yeah.
No.
Oh, that's the other thing too is yoga and meditation. Because when I met David Lynch, he was a super chill cat, and I've never met a director that had so much weight on his shoulders, but handled everything with such grace. And I decided to take a note from his book and jumping into meditation. It's a trip, man. You can go to some places that I only thought drugs could take you, and it's pretty insane with what your breath and focus can just simply do, man. It's trippy. More people need to meditate.
Well, what do you recommend, or how do you recommend people start? Is it something you're looking to do, just 5 minutes a day, or how can somebody easily begin meditation?
Medicating first.
Yeah, choose which one you want. Yeah, honestly, I'd say 5-10 minutes a day. You're gonna twitch out. You're gonna kind of want to break out of it, but always, no matter what is going on in your life, in and out of meditation. If life gets hard, slow your breath down. That's all you have to do is just slow your breath down. Because what it does is it brings your nervous system down. And that's why you feel stress and anxiety, is your brain's going too fast. And so if you just slow your breath down, it's scientifically proven to chill your mind out. And so really try and sit there for 5-10 minutes, maybe listen to some waves. But regardless, keep sitting, keep breathing. Just don't break from it. Just keep going with it. And you'll be able to do it for hours on end. And that's kind of where I'm headed. And you realize too that life is just that. It's just kind of life is kind of like a dream, and you can kind of guide it where you want. And then, like my dad says, is all you have control over is how you react to things. But I'm also beginning to realize too is life is sort of malleable. You can kind of change things and navigate new roads. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think we're at about time.
Cool.
He's like, I wanted to leave as soon as I got here. I'm like,
come on, guys, what the fuck's going on here, man? I gotta go masturbate.
So want to remind everybody, definitely check out Potato Dreams of America, and information is shown up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. You can find it on VOD. And the other item you mentioned, you're writing a story right now.
Yeah, and I'm just in pre-pro for it, so probably in another year or two to start hearing about it. And yeah, man, I gotta say though too is we've been talking for 53 minutes. It honestly didn't feel like that, so I really appreciate sitting down with you guys and just shooting the shit. It's really fun.
Same here.
We'd love to have you back sometime, when more things happen for you, for sure.
When I get more famous. I'll never see you guys again.
I'm not famous, so let me join.
All seriousness, we'd love to have you back. We have a bunch of shows on the network, so we'll get your information around. And Brandon,
I put him on the list already.
Awesome.
Cool,
we got to get Brandon on because he's the huge Twin Peaks fan, because he freaked out when I said you were coming on. And
cool.
Yeah, so definitely we'll make that happen. So I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. Definitely check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And with that being said, James, where do you like? You mentioned Instagram. Is that the main place you like people interacting with you?
Yeah, just find me on Instagram. Pretty straightforward.
Cool beans. And
it's my last name, so it's Grixoni. Grixoni. Pretty easy to find. Not a lot of us.
I think there's a underscore in there as well. I have the link actually in the show notes, and people can check that out. And RW.
Everything you need to know about me is down there. You can also find a link to order my book, Life Inside My Head, a scattered tale living with ADHD. What did I say? Living. Okay. You can find my book there as well. But yeah, everything
I got
you
that
need
too.
to know is down. What was I saying? Oh, Life Inside. Okay, go ahead. Next person.
Squirrel. Benjamin.
Oh shit. You can find us at stilltoking.com.
Hey.
Simple. Simple tonight. It's not my show, it's Leo's show.
And for speaking of me, you can find me, just Google Leo Pond. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not gonna say which is which, but I run a little thing called the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got about 40 shows on a network. There's a ton of awesome people doing a ton of awesome stuff. So make sure you head on over to thedorkening.com, which you can find all the shows there. And
don't forget about Dead Dork Radio.
And Dead Dork Radio. Yes, we also broadcast live on Dead Dork Radio. So head on over to Live 365 or just do a search for Dead Dork Radio and you should be able to find it. And with that, have a good one.